It's time for Losses Above Replacement, the best baseball podcast to grace your ears, with your hosts, Alex.
Gosh, I have so many questions. Also, where's my car?
Splash.
Strive to love something as much as my grandmother loves buying new crock pots.
And Mac.
If you've ever been to Boston, you know that they have amazing ice cream.
Coming to you from coast to coast, it's L.A.R.
Hello, friends! Welcome back to another edition of Losses Above Replacement, the best baseball podcast to grace your ears. I am today's host, Alex Clark, joined by our very own uncomfortable elbows, Ian Ryan Splash Potts and Mathias Altman Kurosaki. My main men, how are we doing on this Thursday evening?
I'm doing all right, I'd say. I went to the Mets game last night, and David Peterson threw a shutout. So that was pretty cool. You don't see a lot of complete games these days, but we had a couple this week. I happened to be at the last time a Mets pitcher threw a shutout before yesterday too. And also it turns out that was the first shutout by a Mets lefty since 2019, Steven Matz, a game I also happened to be at. So yeah, it was a fun time at the Yard. I'm 6-0 at the Yard this year, so I'm having a great time with that. Not having a great time with Kodai Senga getting hurt, but yeah.
Yeah, no, that's rough.
Mac, I'm going to raise you one. We see complete game shutouts from time to time. How often do you see a complete game allowing 2 runs? Spencer Schwellenbach, probably the first Braves guy to do that in 20 years.
I'd believe it.
I'll fact check that in a minute. Alex, while you were doing the intro, the Braves lost another 1-run game. They have lost their last 10. They started 9-9 in 1-run games, which is, average.
Reasonable.
That's what you expect. They've lost the last 10. So you're looking at a team that's like 8 games below 500, depending on the day, has a positive run differential because all of their losses, at least the last month, have been 1-run losses. So they finally got a series win. They went up to Milwaukee, took care of business. Now they're heading home to face Colorado. So got to sweep them. You have Colorado, Miami coming up. You got to take at least 5 out of 6 and get the ball rolling on trying to chase down a wild card spot at this point.
Yeah. I mean, we want to talk about chase down a wild card spot or just with how bad levels of play right now. Seattle's right there right now. They are of the last 10, 2-8. And this is a team that was 13 games above 500 a while ago and now is below 500. Excuse me. Actually, yep, they are now below 500, 33-34.
Not great.
What the hell is my first question, but that's not going to be the topic of conversation today, although it has definitely been a topic of conversation with my therapist. So with all that being said here, we're very excited for the All-Star game here. We did our ballots last week, and then we realized, we forgot something very, very important. We forgot about the pitcher.
We have something very, very important, Alex. So I fact-checked it. Spencer Schwellenbach is the first Braves pitcher in 10 years. Williams Perez.
Oh my God.
And so that was an 8-inning
man.
complete game. The first complete game, 9 innings, allowed 2 or more runs. Jair Jurgens, April 26th, 2011.
JJ.
Then Javier Vasquez had one that he allowed 4 earned runs. That was another 8
9 innings?
John Smoltz, 20 years ago, 3 earned runs over 9 innings. Greg Maddux. Oh, that was another 8-inning. I hate the
8-inning complete games. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, do you want to go back to the pandemic where we had the 7-inning complete games?
2021. Madison Bumgarner threw a no-hitter at
7-inning no-hitter. Yeah.
Phil Niekro had an 11-inning, 8 earned run complete game.
Knuckleballers did crazy things, man.
Knuckleballers are great, man.
Yeah. Okay, so that's it for me.
I respect it. No, but what we did forget to talk about were the pitchers here. Now, pitchers don't work. For those of you that know the ballot, pitchers don't work the same. Here, you don't get to vote in pitchers. I mean, I technically guess you could write in on that, but I'm not sure how well that
This
works.
is Shohei Ohtani erasure. First time in podcast history. First time in the history of podcasts, not just ours ever.
You know what? That's actually fair. But they're mostly all coaches' selections here on this. And honestly, I'm okay with it. it really shows that the best pitchers that are doing the best at that time really get in. So it's not as much of a popularity contest here. So what we've decided to do, because it's a little bit more standardized, we decided to take the standard out of it. And instead, we are going to draft players who we think are going to make the All-Star game, pitchers that are going to make the All-Star game. We are each going to make 10 selections here. And in these 10 selections, there are point values. If you name someone that is eventually going to be on the All-Star roster, whether it is as an injury replacement or originally named, you get a point. If you fail to name someone that will make the roster, you get 0 points. But if you name the starter for either AL or NL, here, that's worth 2 points. Here, so it does come down a little bit more to, because again, there are definitely a few people that are the front runners, I would say, for here. But, again, there's a lot of people that could be left off of it, that could maybe make it, but maybe not get in because of team speculation, all that. Splash, just on your head. You had your hand up. Do you have a question?
Yes. Speaking of Shohei Ohtani, is he eligible for this?
No, he is not.
Okay. Just
He
making
might
sure.
pitch a few innings before the All-Star break, but
as designated hitter. Plus, he has not thrown an inning yet.
Just making sure.
I respect it. No, you're good. You're good. But yeah, so right now we have already randomized our order here. Our order that we have come up with is Splash having the first pick. I get the second pick, and Mac gets the third, and it is a snake draft format here. And one thing too as well to be very clear about, all pitchers are open for this, starters or relievers here. So we're not doing like you have to have 3 relievers or something like that. No. If a pitcher is available at your turn to draft, you can take him. The only caveat to this is that these are pitchers by their primary position. So, like, we could say, Luis Torrens or Kike Hernandez, and they did pitch. Does not necessarily mean that they are a pitcher, though, right? Like, I don't think, if you want to go back way far away, Mitch Moreland does not count for this here, even though he pitched a couple times on it. So, same kind of idea. Do you guys have any questions before we get this started here? Now, we don't have a bet on the line yet for this. We may make one after the show and then post it along with. But it's also very possible that there's a tie, and that's kind of why I wanted to keep the starters one picked in there, because that could be a tiebreaker here. So, with all of that being said, here, Splash has been massaging his beard for the last 30 seconds here, and I think he's now ready to make his first pick.
I would like Skeens, Paul.
Skeens, Paul. I could definitely type. By the way, for those of you that want to see this amazing graphic that I made for this, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to us on YouTube at Losses Above Replacement here, because you'll be able to see also our loving faces.
Would you like any analysis on this? I know
I would recommend it, because we have something called Time to Fill.
Skeens is pretty Skeens is pretty
straightforward,
good. I'll make this as simple as possible. He's the best pitcher on planet Earth. He leads National League pitchers in wins. He is allowing 5.5 hits per 9. He's pretty good, I would say. And here's the thing. Here's just the fact of the matter. The only chance he has of not starting the All-Star game, the only way he does not start the All-Star game is there's 3 options. 1, heat death of the universe. 2, he starts on Sunday for the Pirates and he's ineligible to pitch in the All-Star game. Or 3, a Braves pitcher becomes prime Pedro Martinez for the next month. Or 2012 Chris Medlin and just doesn't allow a run for like a solid month and has like a 0 ERA heading into the All-Star game, and then Atlanta would pick a hometown guy. Those are the only options. So it's Paul Skeens, because I don't think Spencer Schwellenbach is going to throw like 64 no-hit innings.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be fun to watch, but
Oh man, that would be unbelievable for my Cy Young pick, by the way.
I also don't think it's unrealistic to think that Schwalbach makes the All-Star game with how he's been playing.
He was on my preliminary list before I
he's
realized
on,
you were doing
I think he's on all of our lists at some point here. But
Maybe.
I'm going to go with the guy who I think is going to start in the All-Star game for the American League side here, unless, of course, injury reserve. I'm going to go with one Mr. Tariq Skubal. Now, I mean, I don't think this is a shock to literally anybody. Skubal has been insane. Currently, right now, the leading F4 pitcher right now with 3.4 F4 here, and that's including one Skeens Paul. But he has been absolutely insane on the year. 2.16 ERA here, and 83 and a third innings pitched over that time. Has started all 13 games here, and less than 1 walks per 9. I think that's very, very valuable. Skeens has also been not Skeens. Skubal has been very interesting this year because he started out kind of shaky and then has transcended to being absolutely incredible again. So I think right now you're trying to look at other pitchers in the American League that could take the position. You got guys like Crochet. You've got I don't know, Valdi. But I think Skubal is the easy number one if everyone is available to start that game. So
all right. Well, so correct me if I'm wrong. This is snake draft, so I get 2 picks here.
Exactly.
Right?
You get 2 picks in a row.
All right. So first pick, I'm going with a former Brave because I think there's a chance they give him the start in Atlanta. Max Fried is my first pick. He's been one of the best pitchers in the American League this year, and given the circumstances, like I said, with the game being in Atlanta, I think there's a pretty good likelihood if he makes, assuming he makes the All-Star game, which I think he will easily.
Yeah.
I have a feeling he will get selected he'll get selected by, and Aaron Boone's his manager too.
True.
So yeah. Max Fried is my first pick. And then I'm going with another American League guy, Hunter Brown. He's just been excellent this year, really. 1.82 ERA, second best in the American League. Depends on how long Eovaldi misses, but he could be the American League leader not too long. But yeah, Hunter Brown's been awesome this year, so he's my second pick.
That's totally fair. For my second pick, I'm going to go to the National League here, and I'm going to go with someone who has had a very interesting year. He's done extremely well in basically every main metric as well, and for a while had the best ERA in baseball. I'm going to go with Yamamoto. Looking at what he has done this year has been very interesting. Here, I will put the full name up. Here we go. For sake of ease, I will. It's not letting me. There we go. Boom and boom. There we go. Great podcasting. But right now, still a 2.2 ERA is something you really can't argue. On a team that is very full of aces, he's been an ace on that. Here, I don't even think it's too far-fetched to say that he has been the best pitcher on the Dodgers. I think that's a very fair statement right now. But I think Yamamoto has really proven a lot of people wrong this year. And it would not surprise me at all to see him get the All-Star nod.
Yeah, and reminder, this is the All-Star game. So Yamamoto is a global star compared to other really good pitchers,
Definitely.
So I am going to throw a little bit of a curveball. Part of this is the 30-team rule that every team has to have a representative. I'm going to go with Robbie Ray, San Francisco Giants. The offense has been just not great, not there. Adames stinks. Patrick Bailey, Lamont Wade stink. Lamont
Wade's not on the team anymore, even.
Oh, okay. That is new information in my brain.
He's on the Angels now, yeah.
Oh, okay. Late night Lamont. Okay. That threw me off. Okay. Matt Chapman, it's a clogged third base race. You have Manny Machado, who's hitting like 318 as of now. Eugenio Suarez is a bunch of homers. Austin Riley would be the hometown pick here. So that's a crowded field. Elliot Ramos, same thing in the outfield. Young Hoo Lee might be the pick, but Robbie Ray's just been excellent. He's flashed his Cy Young form this season. He's among the National League leaders in wins. He leads with 8. He has in his 14 starts, 81 innings, 92 strikeouts, a whip just over 1, a 150 ERA plus, a FIP under 3, over 10 Ks per 9. He's just been excellent, and it's very reminiscent of his Cy Young season. Maybe a few extra strikeouts, but he's been a little bit better at preventing runs. At least as an ERA basis. ERA plus is a little bit better in 2021, but Robbie Ray is my first selection. And my second selection, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, Kris Bubic, Kansas City Royals.
Okay.
You'd think Mr. Cole Reagans would have been the pick heading into the season. Yeah, Reagans is the lefty.
My Cy Young pick.
Yeah. Reagans, Bubic, 5-4, 1.92 ERA across 79 innings. He has the lowest home run rate in the American League. He doesn't allow too many hits. He doesn't allow too many walks. He's striking guys out at a decent enough rate, not as high as he was last year out of the bullpen. Reminder, he was a bullpen arm for Kansas City last year. He pitched 4 times for them in the playoffs as a reliever. And he's just come back into the starting rotation and been, excellent. His first few starts, his first time making more than 4 starts in 2022. And that year he had 13 losses and negative Baseball Reference WAR. So Kris Bubic, welcome to the club, boys.
Yeah, no, I completely understand that here on this. I think I'm going to also go with a bit of a wild card here, but the more I'm looking at the stats, the less I think that this is a wild card and just a good pick here. And I'm going to go Mackenzie Gore. Looking at what he's done this year has been nothing short of, honestly, incredible. There we go. Hopefully I can actually spell right. There we go.
Capital K.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Unironically, actually.
Unironically, right. But yeah, no, for looking at Gore's numbers here, when I was looking at Fangraphs and all that, and seeing that, especially going based on F4, seeing Mackenzie Gore's name there was like, oh, why is he there? I mean, I know he's been good, but has he been that good? And the answer is, oh, yeah, he has. 2.6 right now, F4 here. And on top of it, right, one of the biggest things that jumped out to me, his K to 9 rate is insane. It is at over 12 right now. Over 12 K per 9, 12.61 here. And even walking wise, yeah, it has not been good, but it has not been the worst either. 2.43 walks per 9. Again, not great, but we're there. And then even 1 home run per 9 as well. The BABIP is, again, that's what's concerning here. The 333 BABIP. But honestly, still, he's been getting results. That's what I care about here. And so for that, I think we have a great kind of comeback level story here for Gore. I'm putting him as an all-star.
All right, I'm going to go with another lefty, another strikeout artist. I'm going with Garrett Crochet.
Yeah, that was...
Crochet has been the best pitcher on a kind of struggling Red Sox rotation. Gets like next to none when it comes to run support. I mean, basically they don't score for him. But his strikeout rate is over 11 Ks per 9, and he's walking fewer than 3 batters per 9. While keeping his ERA at 2.35, he has a 2.5 F4. That's pretty strong for now. And he's proven that he can perform over the course of a bigger workload. I know the White Sox kind of took their foot off the gas pedal with him last year to preserve his arm. So Crochet's gonna be my first pick, and then I'm going to go with, like I said, he got hurt today, but Kodai Senga, I see no reason to keep him out of the All-Star game. Even if he misses a couple weeks, he is a major league leading 1.46 ERA. He's, he does walk batters at times. He does sometimes lose the strike zone, but overall, he's great at working out of trouble. He's a bit more of a complete pitcher than he was his rookie season. Obviously, last year we barely got to see him, but Kodai Senga has been the best pitcher on a pretty strong Mets pitching staff this year. So I think if I were to pick one starter in particular from that rotation, it's Senga.
Yeah, I can absolutely see that here. And it is going to be interesting with the fact that he's hurt about whether or not that would hurt his, at least being, selected for it. But I mean, the work
depends on how long his IL stint is.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm going to go with my next pick here. And for my next pick, I'm going to go to your guys' division. And I'm going to go to someone that has been absolutely lights out this year. And I think has an off chance to start the All-Star game for the National League. Chris Sale. Chris Sale, it's in Atlanta as well, so I think that works out well. So I'm going to mention really quick a text from one Mr. Splash here in our group chat here that said, and I quote, Atlanta Braves Sale might actually be the best Sale. And you know what? I have some issue with that, but it's one thing I have no issue with is the fact he's been playing extremely well. The only thing that concerns me when it comes to a guy like Chris Sale is that BABIP is extremely high. Like 344 BABIP is, ugh. But at the same time, it's in Atlanta. You want to have as many Atlanta guys as possible. So I feel like this is a fairly safe pick overall. And also, the name Chris Sale just exudes star power. Come
on. Great pick. He was definitely on my short list. So I'm going to take a page out of Alex's book. This is actually a double bird to both of you. Back-to-back picks give me Andres Munoz and Edwin Diaz.
So angry.
So I have
top two guys on my list.
Yeah, I have reservations about taking relievers because you could just allow 5 runs and your ERA quadruples overnight. I've seen that happen before. And we're at this point in the season that 1 or 2 bad outings could be really bad. But Munoz has, to me, been the best reliever in the American League the whole season. And Diaz is, I don't think, quite at the top of the list. He might not even be the best Mets reliever this season. I'll be interested to see if Mac picks the other one later. But the star power is off the charts. Edwin Diaz coming into Trumpets would be very ironic at Truist Park.
I think it'd go great.
That'd go amazingly.
Hashtag 2022 season. But, you know, both nasty stuff, big time strikeout stuff, and, you know, 2 of the most electric pitchers in baseball. And is it risky to pick relievers this early? Yes. Do I think I picked the best relievers for the job of picking the All-Stars? Yes. Are they necessarily the best in baseball? I don't know. Maybe you guys will pick different relievers later. So Munoz and Diaz.
I mean, I will say I'm very sad because Munoz, to quote you, was on my short list.
Mm-hmm.
But no, that's honestly very fair. By the way, just real quick here, I go back to the beginning of this year. If we would have done this idea of an all-star pitchers draft here, if I would have said that Munoz would be taken in our 4th round as a potential all-star, I think that would have been a shock.
I will say gamesmanship because you are a Mariners fan and you could take him at any time and it'd be a reasonable pick. So
no, I'm just talking about in general. And the fact that I was not the one that took him.
That's fair.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So regardless, on that point, moving on forward here. We brought up his name earlier here, and I'm not sure if he has an injury bit. I have not been able to double check on this here. Nate Eovaldi is top 10 right now in F4. Yeah, what's going on with Eovaldi? He has been playing absolutely amazingly here. Take a look at the year. The big thing that really jumps out to me here, he has an over 50% ground ball rate. Now, I love that. That is now a pitcher that, you know, the Colorado Rockies should try to sign here because, well, that's how you beat Coors is you put the ball on the ground. But at that point here, I mean, he's had himself an incredible year here for Eovaldi. Also an ERA of 1.56, 2.2 F4 on the season. Like, it seems like every year Eovaldi is on that path, right? That he's like, okay, is he going to be this all-star caliber pitcher, or is he going to be just kind of another back-end starter? And honestly, he's done really good this year and for the last couple of years as well. So I think we might be starting to see truly the rise of Eovaldi now.
Yeah, and unfortunately, he is on the injured list right now. But I mean, he played catch apparently before yesterday's game, so Wednesday's game. So he could be back. He'll probably be back before the All-Star break. It's just, I personally, I have him in fantasy. I think he's done enough to warrant an All-Star selection this year. It'd be his third in his career.
Mm-hmm.
So moving right along, not going with the Braves pitcher, but I'm going with the pitcher from Georgia, Zach Wheeler again. It's crazy. This would only be his third selection, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
Which is crazy, but Zach Wheeler's going out, doing his thing again. 2.85 ERA, 2.2 FWAR, strikeout to walk ratio of about 5-1, which is really strong again. 2.44 expected ERA, 2.97 FIP, 2.69 expected FIP. So he's actually kind of underperforming those numbers, and he's just chugging right along. I feel like he's almost become underrated because we're looking at another year where Zach Wheeler probably isn't going to win the Cy Young, but he will probably be in the top 5 or heck, even top 3 again. So Wheeler in his home state, that's my first pick. And then I'm going to go with the guy because, there is that rule. Every team needs to have a representative. I'm going with a reliever from one of those teams. Not a lot to get excited about in Denver right now, but I am going with Jake Bird. Bird is the word, yes. And Splash is incensed right now for some reason. Clearly that. Okay. Anyway, I watched Jake Bird pitch against the Mets over the weekend in Denver. He's filthy. What can I say? Also got the 50% ground ball rate, but 1.41 ERA. 1.1 FWAR despite only having 38 innings pitched. Yes, his walk rate is kind of high, but I mean, when you're pitching as well as he does, you can accept the about 10% walk rate when you have a strikeout rate almost at 33%. So he's striking out almost one of every 3 batters he faces. And like I said, he's on the Rockies. They need a representative. If not him, it's probably going to be Hunter Goodman, a catcher. So Bird, I think right now he's the best. He's the most deserving player on their roster.
Yeah, I mean, I want to hear what Splash wanted to say on this because at that point,
I'm curious.
That kind of reaction's funny. I like it.
Yeah, so not only was I going to take Wheeler, I was going to
let's go.
I was going to take Jake Bird. They were on my. I had just copy pasted the Philadelphia colors into my spreadsheet. It's like, okay, we're going to take Wheeler. Next pick, might as well take it off the board. Georgia guy, great pitcher, yada yada. And then Jake Bird. There's a couple teams that stink, and I'm doing the math. Okay, Baltimore, do they have a pitcher? No, and they, you probably take O'Hearn. And who's the White Sox representative? And they have a couple pitchers that could be in contention there. So it's probably too early to pick one, right? But yeah, Jake Bird is the easy Rockies answer. I don't see any complaints. So that's a great.
If pick. I'm not mistaken, everybody has heard about the word. So
yeah, that's fair.
He is the word. That's what I've heard. Speaking of words here, there's another pitcher here that I'm surprised has dropped this far, and I did some research. Doesn't seem like he's injured here. Here, please let me know if I'm wrong or if there's some other reason why he's not going to be in the All-Star game here. Logan Webb has been...
Yeah, I'm a little surprised he fell this
How has he fallen to the 6th round of this? I'll gladly take it. Cool. Yeah, the only big issue with him, again, is BABIP. BABIP has not been good. But you know what has been good? ERA. You know what's also been good? His FIP has been good. You know what's also been good? He is the 3rd highest pitcher in all of baseball in FWAR. That's ahead of the only 2 people that are ahead of him, according to FWAR, are one, let's see here. It is one Skeens, Paul, and one Scuba, Tariq. Which, by the way, just take a quick look. That's picks 1 and 2 in our draft. The 3rd fell to the 6th round. I'm okay. I have a feel this could be the sleeper pick of the year at this point right now of this draft here. And the fact he fell this far to me, thank you. I'll gladly take that.
All right, fair enough, Alex. He was on my short list. We'll go with 2 more guys on my short list. I'm going to double dip with relievers again. Josh Hader and Robert Suarez. Okay. They are the leaders in both leagues in win probability added for relievers. Suarez has been right at the top in saves, which I don't love saves as a stat, but you know who does? Baseball people do.
So you're
there's
saying
that.
you're not a baseball person.
Yeah, I kind of crossed myself up there. So Suarez is 21 saves. That leads the majors. Hader is 17. That's 2 behind a Royals reliever and then 1 behind Andres Munoz in the American League, but he has a lower ERA than both of them. More F4. If you care about F4 for relievers, more power to you. Suarez just like pumps fastballs. He's striking out 9.5 per 9, just blazing fastball, 98.5 every single time. And then Hader, striking out 13.8 a 9. His walk rate is lower than normal. Good job, Josh. You figured it out. So there's a lot of relievers, but I think I have a decent shot of hitting on Hader and Suarez.
I don't think you're wrong at all on that. I think that's a very safe pick and a very smart pick as well for both of them. So I have a few different areas that I could go with this. And I think for my own case, I'm going to have a bit of fun. I am sorry, Splash. I'm taking my second Brave here of this. And I'm not even going to type his name. I'm just going to type in the nickname for him. I think it's Spencer Schwellenbach.
Yeah, I'm not surprised here.
Yeah. I mean, Schwellenbach has been great. I mean, I'm going to give you all the credit in the world here, Splash. You were right. Spencer Schwellenbach has been great this year. You take a look. He is 20th right now in pitcher F-WAR here. And I don't know what else really to say on it. He has been solid. Just a little over 8 strikeouts per 9 here, under 1.5 walks per 9, 1 homer per 9. Like, for a guy that, honestly, I'll be fully true with you, I did not know his name before the start of this season. He has really made the name known. And I got to give him a lot of credit there. And also Atlanta bias of the fact that this is in Atlanta, so more Atlanta people I think will get in. So, with that being said, Mac, on to you.
All right. I'm shocked this guy's still on the board. Jacob deGrom is literally back to being Jacob deGrom this year. Looks like I stole another one of Splash's guy. That's another point for me. Man, I'm too good at this.
If you just swapped my list and Mac's list, it would check out for me.
Yeah, Jacob deGrom is back, and it's certainly a breath of fresh air watching him be this effective again. I mean, he's dealt with so many injuries over the last few years, and he's back out there, taking the ball every 5th day, and he's balling out. So not much more to say there. Yeah, he's 2.12 ERA with 74 strikeouts and 76 innings. So his strikeout rate is down, and his home runs are up. But I mean, he's run prevention. That's the name of his game. He's dialed it back on purpose, I know, with his fastball, and he's been excellent. So he's my first pick. And then, I'm going to go with my homer pick. The other Mets reliever, Reed Garrett. I really, really hope this guy makes the All-Star game. He'd be so deserving. This is a guy who's out of baseball. He was a Rule 5 pick, and then he was out of baseball. He pitched in Japan, comes back to the States, still can't really latch on to a roster. Then the Mets give him a shot. He becomes a prominent reliever last year. This year, in 29 appearances, has a .95 ERA, 34 strikeouts and 28 in the 3rd innings. Yes, his walks are high, but Reed Garrett has arguably been the Mets' best reliever. He's, I'd say, second in the circle of trust behind Edwin Diaz.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that absolutely tracks. So here's the thing. I can't, in good conscience, not take a Mariner at some point. The fact that I was not the first one to take a Mariner in this. In fact, actually, you could take Splash's list, put it as mine. It would make a little bit of sense. It'd make a good bit of sense as well here. But I gotta take a Mariner, and I am going to eat crow here right now. Here we go. I love Brian Wu. Now, I have said in the past that they should have traded Brian Wu here to get a bat. I am going to fully go against that now because Brian Wu has been absolutely incredible, and he continues to absolutely dominate hitting. He has had in his last few outings, right, a little bit of an issue, right? Yesterday's game gave up 5 runs, but he only did that at the very end off of a grand slam and then a solo shot. He still held the Diamondbacks, who, by the way, have a pretty darn good offense here, scoreless for a number of innings. And then this is what's interesting. Go back to his last 6 starts. His number of earned runs, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. 1, that's funny. But 2, Brian Wu has been absolutely incredible this year. An ERA of 3.39. He has already got 1.6 baseball reference WAR on the season, which is solid. And on a team that has honestly been having a little bit of trouble finding its pitching identity, he has been the stalwart. He has been the one that, honestly, every time that he takes the mound, I feel confident that you're going to come away with a win. Not recently, because no one has done that lately. But at the same time, I think Wu gets his first All-Star shot.
Imagine saying that before the season, that Brian Wu would be the Mariners starter in the All-Star game.
Well, okay, to be fair, Kirby got hurt. Gilbert got hurt. And it's... Okay, by the way, can we all just say real quick, I'm so happy that we have Furious George back. Like, after his last outing... So, again, for those of you who don't know, first couple outings back did not look good. He looked scared. Then he takes a line drive off of the face. Kid does not go on the injury list at all. And his next game pitches like he's angry at the baseball. And I love it. Furious George, or Angry George Kirby's Dreamland, is back.
You know who else is back? You know what else is back? What's in style, in vogue? Lefty sinker ballers. Give me the franchise, baby. Framber Valdez, 3.07 ERA, 2 F4, 59% ground ball rate. You guys know him. You guys don't like him because he's an Astro. He's great. So that's 2 Astros starters for us and 3 total Astros pitchers. And my 9th selection, I would like to take the man who leads the American League in saves, Carlos Estevez. 19 saves. He's come over, figured it out from Philly. Francisco Lindor's son is now pitching well again, so good job for him. 19 saves, a 1.88 ERA, 1 F4. I know the people in baseball who will be making these selections, they love a good save. They love a good closing reliever. Give me Carlos Estevez.
Okay. Yep. No, that makes absolute sense here. And I'm going to stay with, starters. Again, this is a very real chance I just dropped 10 starters here on this, but I'm going to go with one that I'm surprised has not been said. And as far as I can tell, he's not hurt, but please tell me again if I'm wrong. Again, I'm doing as much research as I can here. I'm going with Jesus Luzardo. Luzardo has been excellent this year. It's weird. I'm taking a look at the direct stats here from Luzardo, and it really boggles me he's fallen this far here. He has a 2.4. Okay. What's up?
He has, in fairness, he has been bombed in his last couple outings.
Well, so he was great in his last start, but he had a historically bad 2-start stretch before that.
Yeah, he allowed
20 earned runs.
Okay, but you know what he also has here all that time? He also still has a 2.2 baseball, not baseball, sorry, Fangraphs.
Yeah, he's still been good.
He had a negative game score.
That's insane.
What? Negative, and not even like a -1 or like a -2, -15. That is okay.
No, I mean I get it, and this is one that there's a reason why he's fallen to the 9th round, right? But overall, I still looking at the stats. Overall, has still been fantastic. The only issue again has been those couple outings. To give kind of an idea at this point, he right now has a full FIP of 2.66 and an xFIP of just 3.08. Now, his current ERA at the moment is 4.23, which is very high. I understand that, especially for taking someone to be an all-star in the all-star pitchers draft. But again, I think those are inflated from a couple historically bad outings. Unlike relievers where one will absolutely kill you, I don't think it matters as much for starters, especially when you see the rest of the body of work has been solid.
All right, well, I'm going to take another AL Central reliever here. I can't believe this guy has not made an All-Star game before. Yohan Duran, this year, he only has 10 saves, but he's only had 11 opportunities. 1.15 ERA, 72% ground ball rate. You know how hard that is to accomplish. So he's a 1.15 ERA, 1.99 xERA, 1.87 FIP, 2.42 xFIP. So he hasn't pitched a lot because he hasn't had a lot of opportunities. 31 innings, still 1 F4 even. His strikeouts are kind of down, but he's yet to give up a home run. His strikeouts are up actually. Fangraphs has updated their stats, and Baseball Reference is not. His walk rate is up a little bit, but his strikeout rate is also up a little bit. His opponent's batting average is only 183. So there's a case to say that Yohan Duran has been the best reliever in the American League. And this might be the best version of him. He's still throwing that triple digits fastball. So he's been great. And then with my last pick, this is a very difficult decision because there's still a number of deserving candidates here. And I'm going to be a homer and take another Met here. David Peterson, the man who I saw throw a shutout yesterday. He is having the best year of his career. Meaning this is a guy, he got hip surgery about 18 months ago now because he had got sent to the minors in 23, came back up. He was solid in his, he was solid when he came back up. Last year, though, he was one of the best pitchers in baseball after he came off the IL. And then this year, his ERA is down to 2.49. So he may not blow you away with, a blazing fastball, but he mixes his pitches well. He reminds me a lot of another former Met lefty, Jose Quintana, who was an all-star at one point in his career too. So David Peterson's having the best year of his career, and I think he deserves a spot in the all-star game.
Yeah, I completely understand that. And I'm going to continue your trend here of being a homer and taking someone with my 10th pick. And I'm going to go way out of left field for this one.
Oh, boy.
That was beautiful. Okay. I am going to take a reliever.
Vince Velasquez.
No, I'm taking a reliever from Seattle, not named Andres Munoz, because you already have him here. A guy that I am not seeing a whole lot of people talk about here. That's one Mr. Gabe Spire.
I had a feeling this is who it was going to be.
Gabe Spire has been insane this year. I just want to read off some of these stats here for you, right? Check this. On the season so far, he has a ERA of 2.16. Again, remember, as a reliever, an ERA plus of 172, a whip of an even 1, a FIP of an even 2. Over the course of 25 innings pitched, he's only given up 19 hits and 6 earned runs. He has, so far this season, played absolutely incredibly in the reliever role here. And get this, 13.3 strikeouts per 9. 13.3 strikeouts per 9 as a left-handed reliever is nuts. There's a lot of teams that if Gabe Spire's on the team, he's the closer. You want to know why he's not the closer in Seattle? We got someone named Andres Munoz, who is the best closer in baseball. Do not at me. But actually, go ahead and at me. It's fine. I think this could be a great year for him to get an all-star selection. Here, according to it, he has never been to the All-Star game, which, gonna be honest, I'm not too surprised at that either. But he has been a solid player for the Mariners this year, especially in a team that has needed bullpen help. He has been the savior for that. So I'm taking Gabe Spire.
Solid pick. So I'll go through some relievers that were on my short list. Randy Rodriguez has been awesome for San Francisco. Ben Casarius has been he blew a save today
against the Rockies.
Oh, tough scenes. Okay, this is the problem with doing a live podcast.
I'd retire if I did that.
Yeah, Ben Casarius
retired just by getting one player out at this point.
Yeah, sure.
That's fair. Ben Kasparius has done a little bit of both for the Dodgers. Cade Smith, still pretty good. Not quite as good as last year, but still pretty good. Aroldis Chapman, throwing back the clock. He has a 1.30 ERA or a 1.59 ERA entering play today. Kyle Finnegan, if the Nats need a rep, I don't think they will with James Wood and Mackenzie Gore. But hey, he's been really good for them. Will Vest, Tommy Kahnle. I think one Tigers reliever is going to make it. I don't know which one. One White Sox reliever is going to make it. I don't know which one. The Brewers need a rep probably. Freddie Peralta, Chad Patrick, one of the relievers, Trevor McGill. Imagine a McGill in the All-Star game.
That would be pretty great.
But my pick, another lefty, a former White Sox, former Giant, toes the rubber at Yankee Stadium, Carlos Rodon.
Yeah, I had a feeling we're going to hear his name here as well.
Yeah, this is another emphasis on the All-Star game. He's a Yankee, a 2.87 ERA, 84 innings pitched this season, a 1.40 ERA plus, leads the majors in hits per nine. His strikeout rate not quite as good as it was his last White Sox year and his year in San Francisco when he was at top 6 in the Cy Young voting, but he's been very, very good. His home run rate has nearly cut in half from his first year in the Pinstripes, and he's just been excellent. A whip under 1, I will happily take that. The walk rate, like I said, is not unbelievable. It's just around league average this season, a smidge above league average. But when you're striking out 31% of the batters you face, that's fine. The 214 BABIP is concerningly low, so hopefully he continues the BABIP luck. The BABIP gods smile upon him. But a 38% hard hit rate, 42% ground balls. And when he does allow the 29% fly balls, those are softer than they had been. 91 mile per hour average exit velocity a couple of years ago. So it's 88.1, the lowest of his career this year. So Carlos Rodon, my first Yankee. Second,
Also,
Carlos.
I was about to say when I was typing on Carlos, I tried to autocorrect it to Estevez because
that's how confident I am in the Estevez pick that he'll be picked twice.
He will be picked twice. Cool. You will not get double points, but I appreciate the effort. But anyway, honestly, yeah, I respect the pick, and this is our all-star pitchers draft. Let us know what you guys think. Was there anyone that we just blatantly missed here? Do you guys think that they are going to add in Kike Hernandez to be a pitcher for the all-star game? Who knows? But let us know who you think had the best draft at LAR_baseball here on the Bird app here as well as on Instagram. But with this draft now completed, it is now time for everyone's favorite segment. It is trivia time, hosted by our one and only Splash. I'd give the reins to you.
Hello, friends. The wheel has made its triumphant return.
Yeah.
Ad blocker has not made its triumphant return. Close ads. Wonderful. All right, fellas. It's time to spin the wheel. We had a pre-show meeting. We decided to add a little bit more 2000s variants, which of course doesn't matter here.
I really wish you would say the 2020s. I have no
crazy.
idea what to do for pre-integration.
This is a glorious.
I think I have a general idea here.
I have no idea here.
Okay, so hitting
next
and
wheel.
pitching.
Oh Lord, this is gonna be a short trivia.
We're going to pull out.
You never know.
The craziest nicknames of all time are loading, so don't flip off the podcast yet, fellas.
Pitching. Okay, that gets
Here
rid
we
of
go.
the only name I could think of immediately.
Here we go. As always in the ERA game or the ERA game, Taylor Swift, you can suck it. We have our own ERA steward here. Top 30 F4 pitchers pre-integration.
Great.
It's just an insane.
So
poll.
that's through 1947.
Yeah, through 1946.
1946. Oh
Yes.
boy, this is gonna
Okay.
be a struggle.
So,
Okay.
I'm getting the list pulled up. These are going to be some of the best names of all time. Multiple seasons. So 1871. Okay.
Oh yes, let's go.
Okay. Okay. One note: baseball. There were like the color barrier did not exist in 1871. So that is a valid point. For the sake of this, 1872 counts as pre-integration. Okay, deal.
I'm gonna tell you that doesn't help me much at all here.
Okay. Okay. Alex, please choose a number between 1 and 100.
24.
All right, Mac.
35.
The answer is 45.
Oh, let's
Mac,
go.
you may begin, or you may push it off to Alex.
Nah, I'm receiving. I'm winning this thing.
The number 11 player I have never heard of in my entire life.
Great. I'm going with the big train.
Walter Johnson is number 2.
Yeah, I figured.
116.4.
Okay. I'm gonna go with the name here in Cy Young.
Cy Young, that is number 1, Alex.
Oh.
131.5. Let me make sure that there's no innings qualifier here because it's WAR. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, 1 and 2 are off the board. You got 28 more names.
Carl Hubble.
Carl Hubble. Great screwball. He is number 16, 55.6.
Okay. I'm trying to remember any level of
Oh boy, this is great
right now. Christy Mathewson?
Christy Mathewson, number 4 at 90.0 flat, a 2.13 ERA.
Lefty Grove.
Lefty Grove, number 5,
Yes.
87.4.
I'm gonna tell you, Electric Grove was my next name, and is I think my last name.
Yeah, tough.
Okay. Who are some of the other incredible names of pitchers that have definitely been in MLB The Show?
There are 4,472 results you could guess.
Actually, no. There's only 30 because those 30 are the only ones that.
That's true.
Once. And actually, then there's only 26.
Yeah.
From there, let's go with. I don't think he was even of this era, but we'll find out. I guess in Vita Blue.
Vita Blue.
Oh wait, no, damn it. Okay, please change it because I know that he's afterwards. Okay, please change it, please.
Sure, because that is one of the worst answers you could have possibly.
No, it's not. It's best answers.
All right, go. Yeah.
Babe Ruth.
Unfortunately, no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No,
he
started hitting. Didn't pitch long enough. Yeah. Actually, I take that back. The worst answer you could give for a pre-integration quiz is Jackie Robinson.
Yeah, but there's also pitching.
Yeah, pitching.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, I'll go. Honestly, I don't know how long this guy's career was. Old Haas Radborn.
Old Haas Radborn, number 20, tied for 25th.
Let's go.
49.3 WAR. He did throw 4,500 innings.
Yeah, exactly.
What are we doing?
All right, Alex. You have 1 strike.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine. I've got nothing here. I don't know a whole lot of pre-integration baseball.
Use your MLB The Show knowledge, man.
That doesn't help.
Okay.
Would it help?
Yeah, I think so. There's some pre-integration guys.
Come on, Alex.
I feel like I'm being gaslit here on this.
Need a name, buddy.
Joe Wheeler. I don't know.
Great. That's actually awesome.
That is not correct.
Is that a real person?
Probably. Maybe not a baseball player. That might be when we do the old MLB player or Civil War veteran game. That might be a valid
Great.
That's perfect.
I love the effort there, though.
Right,
I mean, look, you're gonna win this. I've already said this. Okay. I'm just trying to. The only consolation that I get is that I got number 1.
Okay.
True.
So,
number 3 is still available.
Number 3 is still available. All right. Yes. Well, I don't think this guy's number 3, but Hal Newhouser.
Hal Newhouser, not correct.
What?
Whoa.
No, he is not correct.
That's kind of garbage if you ask me, but okay.
Yeah, he is not correct.
All right.
I can see where he is on the list because he doesn't look like he's in the top 90.
Maybe I got the years of his career wrong, and that's why.
Yeah, because he did win MVP in 1945.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I knew that he was on the 45 Tigers.
Yeah, he was like split in between.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah,
then.
So he had some good years pre and post. So he only had 59.7 total. All right. Alex, you may proceed.
There is one from the show that is coming at me here. Warren Spahn?
Warren Spahn, unfortunately, post-integration by a little bit. So, Mac,
Okay.
I guess I win, but I'm
Victor
trying to
left.
figure out who number 2 is.
Yeah.
well, number 2 is Walter Johnson, but number 3 is
Oh,
available.
sorry, number 3. Is he a righty or a lefty? Like,
He is a righty.
great.
373 wins.
373 wins. Okay.
Yes. You could actually give me 2 names for this player, and I would take both of them.
2 names?
I've got what?
Yes.
What? Okay, because we're already at the end here and I've already lost. Can you give us a team?
He pitched for the A's, the Cubs.
Three Finger Brown?
He is on the list. He is he is tied with Oldhouse Radbourne at 49.3.
A's,
Cubs, Cardinals. No, I'm sorry, Phillies, Cubs, and Cardinals.
Phillies, Cubs, and Cardinals. Yeah, I'm gonna take the L here. I should probably know it. But...
I got no idea.
Oh, Grover Cleveland. Yeah.
Yeah.
Grover Cleveland and Alexander.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
You could have said he had a name like the president or something.
Yes.
That would have been
Alexander, Grover Cleveland, etc.
Yeah.
Some great names on this list. Kid Nichols. Why aren't people named Kid anymore? Tim Keefe. Tim Keefe fan club stand up. Eddie Plank. Pud Galvin. Epa Rixey. In my entire existence,
I couldn't tell you who that is.
I've never heard of this man before. Apparently, he was a lefty. He's in the Hall of Fame. He's a lefty, pitched for the Phillies and Reds. I've never heard of him.
I got nothing there.
I have nothing. He didn't win 300 games. He actually was very Nolan Ryan profile with the wins and losses being very close. I don't know. I've never heard of him, but he's 11th in the F4 leaderboard. Dazzy Vance Refrigeration. Rube Waddell, known for chasing trains.
Waddell, yeah.
Red Ruffing, Red Faber, so a couple Reds. Ted Lyons, a good White Sox pitcher.
He was a client of my grandfather's, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my grandfather was a chiropractor.
We got Bobo Stand
Bobo
Up.
Newsom, yep.
To be fair, the only player that came into my mind, by the way, when we started this, I said as soon as we got to pitching that it was done, is William Dummy Hoy. You remember him?
We will get there. Bobo Newsom.
He was a third baseman.
Burley Grimes, great name. Babe Adams, the wrong Babe there.
Wrong Babe, yeah.
We got more Three Finger Brown, Old House Radbourne, Ed Walsh, 1.82 ERA.
That was also a name I thought of. Yeah,
and then Wait Hoyt. Wait.
Hoyt.
Yes. Congratulations, everyone.
Thank you, Splash.
Yeah, of course.
Anyway, all right. Thank you very much for that. We appreciate it here. It is now time for our final segment, as we like to end every show with the moment to ourselves. We have a moment to talk about anything that's on our mind. It does not have to be baseball related, but it absolutely can be. Gentlemen, who would like to go first on this Thursday evening? All right. Splash, is that you volunteering, or is it?
Sure.
All right, sounds good. Splash, your time begins in 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello. The Braves are really depressing. There was at one point in time they were like 4 and 12, 4 and 13 in a stretch, and had a positive run differential. It's really stressful when you just have no confidence in winning close games. And this is going to sound like insane copium. I'm aware. That's kind of the point here. But the 2025 Braves give me very much like 2020 Mets vibes or the inverted Vikings vibes in recent years, that it's a pretty good maybe not a good team. It's a perfectly fine team. Like, the batting has been average, 97 OPS plus, and the pitching has been pretty good, a 110 ERA plus. The problem has been in really key spots. They have pooped their pants, if one might say that. It feels like no one can get hits and runners with runners in scoring position. A lot of solo home runs, a lot of men left on base, and then Raisel Iglesias, who has entered the season the last 2 years for me as a top 5 reliever, has blown quite a few saves. He has been removed from the closer role. The Braves haven't had a save situation in a couple days. It looked like Dylan Lee would have gotten up had Schwellenbach gotten into trouble yesterday. And it just stinks because the pitching has been really good. Everyone besides Raisel Iglesias has been really good. Anyone with more than 5 innings of work, excluding Strider, because starters have a different workload. But the starters have been pretty solid. Even Elder and Holmes, they have just near a tick over 4, which is perfectly fine for your, in theory, 4th and 5th starter. Sale and Schwellenbach were both picked in the All-Star pitchers draft earlier. Dylan Lee has been great. Aniel De Los Santos has been pretty good. Daysbel Hernandez, who's on the IL now, has been pretty good. Pierce Johnson's been fine. He blew 2 games in San Francisco, which sucks. So there's that. But Raisel Iglesias, 5 losses, a -1 WAR, a 6.48 ERA. His streak of an ERA under 4 or ERA under 3 even. That is entirely in jeopardy, which is unfortunate. But it just stinks because Aaron Bummer's been fine. He has a 3 ERA. And just, I don't know, man. It's a bummer. The bad loss to the Diamondbacks. Scott Blewett got DFA'd. I watched him pitch for Baltimore the other day, and it's unfortunate because it's a good team and you have talented players, and it's really easy to like the guys. It's easy to like Ozzie and like Ronald and like Michael Harris and Austin Riley, Drake Baldwin, and I know there's the big bear in the room, if you will. So I'll give that a pass. So if you don't like the Braves for that reason, I'll give you a pass for that one. I understand. But Ronald has been unbelievable since coming back. He has a 200 OPS plus. Ozuna has been Ozuna. Olsen is hitting for a lot more power of late. 15 doubles, 14 home runs. Austin Riley could be like a sneaky all-star pick, given that it's in Atlanta. But it's just, I don't know. They've been really good defensively for once. Olsen, Harris, Allen are all have been Gold Glove level players this season. Just it kind of stinks when you're watching an average baseball team lose, and they're 9 games below 500 as of recording. And I don't even think they're a bad team. They're probably a 500 team, with obviously the upside to be really, really good. But it's just been a weird shape of the season.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. My Mariners are in a horrible state as well right now. So, and it's just been depressing to watch at that point. All right. If you're all right, Mac, I'd like to go next.
Go ahead.
All right. Sounds good. Can someone please count me down?
Yeah, 1 second. Let's pull up my stopwatch. All right. Your time starts in 3, 2, 1.
I'm going to split mine into 2 shorter ones. First one, I'm happy with having the Switch 2. I'm very nervous about some things because I really am excited for Legends ZA and for Kirby Air Riders to come out. Amazing. Second point I want to talk about here is a little bit closer to the heart here. It costs $0.00 to be kind to people and to be nice to people. I've been talking with okay, so I went to a McDonald's drive-thru the other day, and I don't go there a ton, but I go there enough to where some of the people recognize me when I do go. And one of them is one of the people that works the window, and she seemed really down. And then as soon as she saw me, she smiled again. And we were just talking. It's for a moment because we're waiting for the person in front of us, and I just kind of off while we were talking said I've been in your guys' kind of position of being in service and all that, and it sucks dealing with people that are yelling, and it doesn't help you do your job if people are yelling and screaming and all that kind of stuff. And so just being calm, saying what you need and all that is going to be the best option for you. Today, even at work, I'm not going to go into any details, obviously, but I'm having an issue that is getting resolved. And I was talking with someone, and they were very thankful that I was being nice and helpful. And I'm like, well, obviously, why wouldn't I be? if I'm yelling and screaming, that doesn't make you do your job better. It just makes your job honestly probably go worse because you're having to now deal with this here. And like the look of relief on her face was like, oh my God, you get it. And I'm like, yeah, I've worked in this before too. Like, you're trying to do your best. I'm trying to do my best. Why not just be calm about it, right? So any takeaway from this is just it costs $0.00 to be calm, to be nice, and to work with others.
As a service professional, I can agree. People are just doing their job, and you don't need to dunk on them.
Yeah. All right. Mac, you ready to go?
Yeah, sure.
All right, your time begins in 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, I just want to shout out the Mets for Mets fans. For filling the ballpark this year. Steve Cohen said after last season he was not happy with attendance numbers, and I went last night. And for those of you who don't know, school is in session until the end of June in New York. And last night, so Wednesday, school is still in session against the Nationals. And no disrespect to the Nationals, they're not the biggest rival for the Mets. They got almost 41,000 fans last night, and just under 40,000 today, which was a day game, by the way. So I'm glad that the fans finally believe, which is crazy. I went to a lot of empty ball games when I was younger. A lackluster roster that didn't win a lot of games. And last year, for the first half of the season, the attendance numbers were not good. But it's really a breath of fresh air to see Citi Field packed. It really reminds me of the Shea days, and really an exciting time to be going to games. And looking forward to the rest of the year. And I'm sure it's going to be a packed house all summer. And I'm still trying to go to see David Wright's number retired.
As someone who has been a Mariner fan forever, I'm used to seeing games where the attendance digits was closer to 3 digits than 5, and that is, like, honestly, it's depressing to see a field that empty, to see a stadium that empty. And when Seattle was in the big playoff hunt against the Angels back in 2021, they ended up not making the playoffs. But I was there for 2 of the 3 last games, and seeing how full it was, I don't remember feeling as joyous as of that, because I was like, wow, there's actually people here. It isn't just, we're not here out of depression. We are here out of wanting to see something special.
And it can be tough, like you said, during school to have those huge attendance numbers. I know the Braves have talked to Major League Baseball and said, hey, we don't want home games in April and May. Push them back into the summer, please. Because like April 21st, when the Rockies are coming to town, that's not going to be a huge draw if it's like a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and the Wednesday's like a 1:35 p.m. game.
Or earlier.
Yeah. Oh, there was a noon game when I was home. It's like, what? A noon Thursday game. Who thought of that one?
I went to a noon game a couple years ago. Yeah, it's
like school is in session still. Like it's before Memorial Day. Why do you have a game at noon on a Thursday? But regardless, I went to the Orioles game the other day, and like the entire upper row of seating was just pretty empty. And there were a lot of Orioles fans, but there were even more Tiger fans there. And it's like, okay. It's just a different. Of course, I'm not a fan of either team. I did get this sick hat though, so it's just like, okay, I enjoyed being there. Great food options at Oriole Park at Camden Yards, by the way. But yeah, definitely, good to be in a full ballpark and have 90% home crowd. I think that's the best ballpark.
Yeah, I would say. I couldn't go to a lot of games when I was younger because of school and because of swimming. Like those two things took up so much of my time. That's why when I moved home from grad school a couple years ago, I legit, wow, it looks like some siren going by me. But anyway, I legit didn't miss a homestand after I moved home in the summer of 2022. I keep saying it's all the games that I go to now is sort of making up for all the games I couldn't go to when I was younger, even through college.
Mm-hmm. I completely get that. And for me, like, I wanted to go to as many games as I could, but also money was tight growing up. So
that's the other thing. Yeah, you it's not like you have like an unlimited amount.
Yeah, and you incur travel costs too. Like
yeah,
growing
exactly.
up, we're like 45 minutes to an hour away from the ballpark. That's like if they're out of town, right? If that's just what the GPS says to gaslight us into taking a 2.5 hour drive to, at the time, Turner Field, and then SunTrust Park. Because I think they switched to Truist after I went to college.
That sounds about
correct.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway.
2021 was the first year, 2020 was the first year, something like that. But yeah, that it can be tough. And now in living in the near the DC metro area, I can hop on the metro and go to a Nationals game, but the Nationals are obviously not my team. So it's sometimes it's like, oh, do I really want to go see the Nationals play, the so-and-sos? Don't know.
Fair enough. But you know that nice, happy feeling you see when you see a full ballpark of people? You can get that same feeling by subscribing to us on YouTube or following us on Twitter here. You can go follow us at LAR_baseball. You can go follow us all individually. Me at the Sports Guy 242. You can go follow Mac at Mathias_A_K. You can go follow Splash at Mr. Splashman19. And on YouTube, make sure to subscribe and leave a comment on the podcast. Let us know things you would like us to talk about. Who do you think had the best pitcher draft? Do you think that the Mariners are going to somehow go over for the rest of the year? Because it really feels like that at times. But from all of
just
us,
beat the Mets and Phillies, please. That's it.
And
the Dodgers.
I don't know about that.
Padres.
We'll beat the entire NL East. They'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, no.
But with that being said,
sweep the rest of the National League. Go ahead with that.
Thank you so much to everyone for tuning in. Make sure you have a great rest of your night. Stay safe, and I hope to see you all real soon. Thank you.